This chance with the crippling fear, which is pretty helpful.
Now the really burning question here.
10 seconds remaining.
That is a great question.
Coming, suited up.
We'll see. I guess it depends who plays it. And Vega go with the Clinks to round things off. So no one takes the Storm again. Phobos will take the Tusk to the off lane, and yeah, support Night Stalker.
Night Stalker. So, all right, a little change of pace here. We've hardly seen any Night Stalker. This guy went from being like a terror in the off lane, along with the Spirit Breaker every game, to scary. And he does have the mighty Batman.
He's got the wings here, LD. Man, they're huge.
Crown as we.
I don't know about the face mask though. It looks a little.
Actually, looks like he's trying to be Magneto or.
You know, there's like that second or third episode of The Office when they play basketball and Dwight wears that big plastic thing on his face. That's kind of what it looks like.
Rob, our producer, just turned to Andrew and gave him the look of disapproval. A stern face.
He's catching what I'm throwing. All right, Radiant side, we've got Virtus Pro, the favorites coming into this series, but it's been a bumpy road in this best of three. They'll have the Bloodseeker in the safe lane, played by G. Illidan, he'll take Silencer, presumably to the mid lane, FNG on the support, Night Stalker, Lil on the Dazzle, and that does leave us with DK Phobos on the off lane Tusk. He's got his eye patch, he's got his pipe, he's ready to fight.
All right, well, as for the opposition, Team Vega, they've got a little squadron here. How fitting, up near the top rune. We've got FN standing in, been amazing so far as a stand-in on the Clink solo. The Ancient Apparition, no one, going to be the Storm. Seam of the Slayer on your Wyvern. They're going to contest this top rune. We'll have a very early clash, and rounding things off will be the offlane Earthshaker, but here we go, Andrew. Fight breaks out.
Uh-oh, Solo, the one that gets blocked in. He's, well, the victim of the first blood. Lil draws it, but now no one goes charging in. FNG getting low, but remember the Night Stalker has huge armor, huge HP early on. He'll live. Now Illidan doing what little damage he can to Seema. Bounty runes, both claimed by the Dire, though. Storm Spirit and Earthshaker got one apiece.
Uphill miss. Oh, that hurts. He had the chilling touch. That would have been a kill. One more charge was left even after that.
How is this possible? I'm looking at the teamfight recap, and it says the gold gain was only 92. That's just not right. Dazzle got more than 17 gold for that. That's crazy. My teamfight recap's all screwy. I don't know.
Did it actually include the kill, or did it just show, like...
It had the little death bar under the guy that died, so... Oops.
That's just... They're trying to snipe the courier, by the way. We're already seeing Wyvern shenanigans. Run, Faceless Rex, run!
Oh, he's so little, so cute.
He's so cute.
Back. He's cuter when he's on the ground. Once he starts flying, you just... What the hell is going on?
They're gonna move on mid now.
Here we go. Seema, Arctic Burn across. Good positioning from Illidan. He'll be okay for now. Takes decent harassment. He'll be alright. So they will keep somebody nearby to make sure the Storm doesn't get completely zoned out. Already, this is going infinitely better for the Storm than it did in the last game. They're tied 7-0 each. Very even spread thus far.
Yeah, using his Remnants nice and early, playing more aggressively here. There's the Snowball finding Seema off in the Dire jungle. The Shards don't fully block him out, but they do get off a Void here. He's only level 1. Might be able to just hoof it out. Will there be any sort of rotation? No, just a chase. No more nukes for 8 seconds, and he will survive.
Yeah, the Wyvern's got boots. Just a little bit too speedy. No one in Illidan going blow for blow, but Illidan comes out big and essentially gets a solo kill. Looks like he had to share a little bit of the XP with his friends nearby, but...
I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping he walked over the Remnant after he got the kill.
So it was even.
Have it all, Andrew.
Yeah, it was even, but now Illidan showing us what the Silencer versus Storm matchup is all about.
He gets that early 2 in as well. That's really nice additional bonus here. You know, we didn't talk about the Clinks pick at all, so let's think about what the logic here with the Clinks pick is. I think one thing he brings to the table, he's a good BKB carry, which is definitely something you want to have against a Silencer. He also is pretty durable by nature with Death Pact, so even if he gets, like, quote-unquote caught with Global, he's fairly difficult to bring down when Death Pact's active. Last thing for me is he's a great split pusher, so he can set up with the AA, synergize really well with the Ice Blast and the Storm Zip, and he's someone who can avoid those big 5v5 clashes where the Silencer ult can really come into play. So in that sense, Clinks does make a lot of sense for them.
And he's really good against the Global. Maybe we'll hold that thought here as FNG coming in the mid, getting slowed down, will be repelled. But he's really good against Global in the sense that you don't know when he's going to initiate, and he initiates with huge burst damage. You cast Strafe, and if you get silenced after that, you're not as upset about it. You get a few searing arrows off, and you can blow somebody up basically before the Global can even react. So he has that.
He's not very like casting reliant once he's used his key spell of Strafe and Death Pact, which you normally have before a fight starts.
Yeah, so he has that advantage of being able to catch somebody off guard, and you have to be a lot more reactionary with the Global. You can't really preemptively Global the Clinks unless you're in some very unique situation.
Yeah, if you had like a Storm, you could, but they don't have that big initiator.
Yeah. So I think it is definitely a smart pick here. We've seen Bone Fletchers just take over games. So they'll get safe lane farm here, and look at this deep ward already. They'll try and maybe snipe a courier if it flies by at some point. Probably a sign that Vega will want to be aggressive here as the Faceless Rex. He's going to fly right into the danger zone. Vega.
They're baiting.
They have the damage.
Seema. Oh, he's overcommitted for it.
Oh, and he doesn't get it either. Seema's definitely going down. Snowball forward. Illidan looking to secure this kill and get another bout of stolen int.
Thanks for the int. +4, baby.
Stupid Wyvern. Ugh.
That's a big pickup.
Yeah, it really is. So, if only he could have gotten that courier.
At this point, you can't
impossible.
Count on the courier snipe. He doesn't have much damage. It's just really what you're killing it before it's flying that's possible. They're making it go in mid, though.
Yep, Silencer going around the backside. Opens up with the last word onto Mag. Now FNG charging in. It is nighttime, so Void. Very potent, but no one. Has a double damage rune in the bottle. Maybe able to turn for a kill. FNG on the run. One last auto attack. Brings him down. It's a kill the other way. Now Illidan blocked out by the Fissure. Has to take an awkward path back. And again, the double damage rune making a big difference here. A few more auto attacks and Illidan's going down, but no, Lil is here. Heal, Shallow Grave. Now Illidan will turn and do a little damage he can. Last word pops. I don't think the poison's going to be enough from the Dazzle, though Storm will get rather low off this. Lil almost falls to the Fissure, but will live.
Seema needs to start getting some levels. That is a level 1 Winter Wyvern, and this hero's spells are all so powerful, even at level 1. Splinter Blast does a lot of damage, really nice move speed, slow, and duration at all levels, and a good initiation spell potentially to follow up the Arctic Burn. And you've got Cold Embrace, so he's only level 2. Finally, they're going to give him a little bit of experience because Storm has to go heal, but like if he has Splinter Blast there, I'm pretty sure they get the kill, so a bit unfortunate.
Interesting to see what build Clinks goes for. Orchid Rush can be very powerful, and early Deso also
Deso
quite
build
good.
Seems to be the most popular build. Lately.
Yeah, those are the top two, I would say, unless you're forced into a BKB or something.
I like Deso
that.
this game because they have no other heroes that can really Roche or push for that matter. So a lineup that uses the Aegis very well with the Storm, it's ideal to be able to secure it. I think the Deso brings that to the table. Also, Orchid isn't really that amazing against VP's heroes. Silencer could build a Yule Scepter. You've got a BKB carriers and the Bloodseeker, maybe later on the Night Stalker support.
Yep.
Grave as well to protect someone who's silenced. I don't think it's the best Orchid game, so I would like to see something.
Oh, Snowball mid onto no one. Ice Shards fly through as well. The Cold Embrace is there, but Storm's still not level 6. He's one creep kill away. They can't quite bring him down. Now Phobos forced to turn tail and run, but Arctic Burn is there. Phobos in a lot of trouble. Tusk is tanky.
Coming in though.
But is he tanky enough? No, he's not. They'll finish him off. Now no one gets punished. FNG rotating through. Still nighttime. Seema the Slayer gets off the Cold Embrace, and instead they'll try to focus on Mag. They'll definitely get Seema here.
+8 int and rolling already. Look at this damage for Illidan. 58 intelligence at 6.5 minutes.
Yep.
One smart cracker.
Yeah. I also like the Deso here because it's a relatively low armor team. Bloodseeker's their only agi hero, and everybody else has pretty low armor for now and does not scale particularly well on that front. Night Stalker has high starting armor, but it'll hover around 6. So Deso will really buff up that damage on Clinks. Really good against Silencer, for example, who doesn't really build armor items.
Oh, while that's all happening, VP, in addition to the domination mid, claiming the tower bottom.
This Bloodseeker's already starting to ball LD. Really far ahead on the net worth chart.
Both their two biggest cores are well ahead of the enemy. Clinks, who's had pre-farm in his own safe lane, but
Bloodseeker rushed the Midas, though, so that's giving him that extra
and he gets
little
the tower,
edge.
so that's a big combo to push you ahead. Some 1,000 gold up, though.
Alright, so Clinks now with the Soul Rain. Pretty standard build, maxed out Searing Arrows, value point in Strafe, value point in the Skeleton Walk.
The cool thing about Clinks is he's one of those carries that can go to the wood, so if they want, they can just give the lane to the supports right now. I think we'll see AA get level 6. Maybe they let Seema get some levels at that point, but these supports aren't very level hungry.
Yeah, it's a little more balanced on the Radiant side of things. Both supports sitting level 4 right now. Dazzle Working in the jungle here with G and Night Stalker. He's just been roaming about. I feel like FNG has played pretty well. The roaming Night Stalker can be a little bit of a double-edged sword. If you don't find those kills early on, you can very quickly just fall off and become a non-factor. But
bottom rune, no one, almost caught.
0, 1, and 3, pretty good. 8 minutes, he's had a pretty big impact, and we'll keep this bounty safe for Illidan to bottle it up.
Yeah, now it's daytime, though. That's going to give Vega a little more room to move around freely here, and he's not even close to level 6, so no chance of a darkness as FN sets up. But right at that moment, they decide to drop a sentry. He's death packed, though. He's quite tanky, and he's going to fight his way through this one. He does get hit by the shards as well, almost bringing down Phobos in the process. Has stick charges, not popping them. Pop your stick, man. Use your stick. Might have died anyway to the void, but
well, victories all over the place for VP. Down bottom, we caught the setup. G with that invisibility rune just wrapped around, and they had the damage to kill the Shaker. So 2-0 around the map.
They're not done yet.
And Solo, Snowball cruising in, ice on ice as the Frostman gets shattered up top. FNG securing a double kill during daytime, of all things, on the Night Stalker.
Of course, I'm like, okay, now it's daytime now. A little more room to maneuver. Immediately gets a double kill.
That's what you think, Vega.
That's why they pay me the big bucks, man, is for that next level.
Dude, this is already out of control, though. 5K net worth lead for Virtus Pro, 2K experience. We're not even 10 minutes in yet, and they're already dominating the lanes this hard. Looks like Illidan will try to go for the route of Atos once more with that Vitality booster already in tow.
Yeah, I guess Atos will be the pickup here. It's just a nice build-up, I think, more than anything. You want the HP. It's a cheap item. You can buy the components early. The other big item you see on a lot of other int carries is Orchid, but obviously your silencer. You don't need more silence usually, so I think that's where he's one of the few candidates to actually go for an early Atos.
Yeah, absolutely. Undying is another one that the problem with him is he has so many other items that he wants, but an Atos rush in certain games can be really, really potent. Really good against Necrophos, but so is Glimmer Capes.
Yeah.
There's that. AA does hit 6, though. Solo getting some solo time in the off lane. He has the Hand of Midas. The Gloves of Haste. He'll be rushing the Hand of Midas.
Are we going to see his Glimmer ganks coming into play again? You know, just Glimmer up to somebody. Surprise! It's me. Ice Blast.
At this rate, LD, he'll have a very fast Midas. Sub 20 is usually a pretty good timing for the Ancient Apparition, and here he's more than halfway to the recipe with the gloves already. So.
Uh-oh, Storm. You got to remember, there's a Bloodseeker in this game, my man. Be careful. He is all the way bottom for now. I guess he's okay.
Still happy to get some extra movement speed and damage, though. Up top, Illidan, he gets hit by the ice. Okay. Hit by the Ice Blast, and FN just drops him with Searing Arrows.
Just evaporates.
Dominating streak ended by the Clinks. That's a pretty big gain, yeah.
Yeah, that really slows him down a lot. Nice takedown there. Meanwhile, top. FN moving into position. He does not have a Death Pact active right now.
Sentry and Dust.
Oh, God.
He is certainly dead here. Ice Shards block him in and out. G just comes in, gives him that little poke to finish him off. It'll be actually FNG that gets credit for that kill. 2 TP rotations. No one as well as Seema will join the party up top. Darkness has been deployed. It's a 5-on-3, and VP are still hungry for blood. Oh, Courier.
Oh, no. That's a very risky Courier, given that they just saw all these heroes top and...
Run, Butch!
Let the Courier go. Seema, no mercy for him, though.
Yeah, they'll go straight for the Wyvern. No chance for the Cold Embrace. Just uppercut to the face. They'll finish him off. Now the Tier 1 tower will be under heavy siege. G using all that extra bonus damage from the Blood Raid to much avail as he finishes off the Tier 1 tower top. Now Illidan mid. Same setup as before. Easy peasy.
We've yet to see a global this game, right? I don't think we've gotten...
Nope.
He's gotten a single one off.
Not yet.
And ever since he got it, it seems he's dying a lot more. 4 and 2 now. Deaths in a row, unfortunately.
AA, though, back-to-back kill, well, assists in those kills.
He's got
now
the Midas, basically.
200 gold away. That's massive. Now FNG mid. He gets balled on. FNG
he hit
there.
the creep instead of the hero. Will it matter? FNG, it does make the difference. He ends up living.
Earns himself right away. TP rotations. That's really unfortunate.
FNG gonna end up surviving. And
Stroke
this is the, one thing we don't see as much of out of Bloodseeker is what I think we should, is using the Blood Rage just to heal your allies. But you see there, he gets earned, he kills the creep while Blood Rage, instantly full HP. Free fountain trips for everyone. And then, of course, you got the Mango carrying Dazzle here to help ensure everyone stays alive.
Snowball and Global, and on to no one. He'll take the Walrus Punch, and more than enough damage to kill the Storm Spirit.
And he's averaging almost 1 int per minute right now. Let's see if Illidan can keep the pace up.
Damn good. Now they'll Death Ball into this Tier 1 tower mid. Rupture used on the Mag as they dive it. Fissure connects just on FNG. They'll try to TP home. They can't interrupt it. even though he does get hit by the Blood Rite. Still with Storm dead, one relegated to the well. This should be an easy tower for the taking. Also, 12-minute Midas on the Ancient Apparition. The dream is real here for Solo.
Dire structures are fortified.
Well, they're going to push. They'll take the tower freely. Ice Blast coming through. It connects on 3. Tower will fall. Go in the way of the Silencer. Some additional gold into Illidan's pocket. Have anything? Yeah, one component towards that Rod of Atos.
I think he may have just picked up... Did he just spend his gold on something? Did he complete his treads? Or no, he's got one of the Staff of Wizardry as well.
So like, he's
very
got
close.
So he's getting there. They're going to back off to the jungle for now. The Clinks is the big question mark, and it looks like it will be a Deso Rush. Gets the Mithril Hammer. I like this build the best. I think it's the...
It's really good since they buffed
generally
Deso.
The strongest build, and especially this game, just to open up the split push and the... as well as the Roche potential.
Since they reduced the cost on the recipe, rushing it actually becomes a possibility. You can truly rush it out and have it in this timing window before supports are able to farm stuff like Vlad's, get those extra armor pieces out.
So, top tower
I like it.
They
want to make a go here bottom. The Vici Gaming Sigil doing a bit of scouting around. Couldn't find anyone just yet.
Pretty cool sigil.
It really is. That's one of the best like branding opportunities for a team I think that I've ever seen.
Yeah. So it's very subtle, but if you know what it is,
it doesn't seem obnoxious, you know, like nice.
It's the future, man.
Nice.
Still looking forward to Silencer. He's the one that could do it. You know, every time you use the glaives, it turns into a Doritos bag. Just toss it in there. It's the future of advertising.
People have been begging for that ever since MLG Columbus. They're missing out, you know?
Yeah.
It's a big opportunity.
Certainly is. No one going for the exact same build we saw before. As we talked about, it makes a lot of sense against the Silencer. You just use yourself up. An atypical build, but gives you that reset tool, and as well as the purge to have the ability to ball out after you get silenced. So no surprises there, and I think a smart choice from no one.
Yeah, there's even the Bloodseeker silence, the Night Stalker silence. So given that there's all 3 on the table, I think the Yule's great pickup. Good value. FN is scouting, but he just missed these 2 heroes walking up the river. Solo going to get caught under the tower. The Ice Blast was... Or, sorry, no more tower, but where the tower once stood, I should say. Now FN engaging. He's going to fight his way through. He's not getting off the fire arrows during this time, but now the silence will end. He lays into Lil. One arrow does 1/3 of his HP, forcing it back, but reinforcements arrive. No one on the TP. He makes it away, preserving his precious in.
Oh, he's just out of range of the sentry, or is he? I'm not sure if they can see him. He's right on the line.
He's just out. Just like his toes crossing over. The bow is poking into the...
Oh, now he's in range. They might still see him. The creeps see him. He knows there's a sentry somewhere.
They have no other detection. Actually, one more sentry, but they're too late.
Even that one, he was like right on the edge of it. I'm not sure if that would have detected him anyhow.
It would be funny if, you know, like they could see like the bow poking out. Like, so you can see like part of his body.
You just see half of his leg there.
In sentry.
It's like, that's not part of the jungle.
I would love that. I would actually hate that, being on the wrong side of it.
No, that's a next level mechanic. Partial invis reveals. Oh my. And they have a lane ward down here, so things are nice and easy for VP. Did that ward actually see them smoke? They smoked right on the edge of it.
I didn't catch it.
I don't think so. VP's not pinging it out, so...
They find like Phobos, ball forward. They should be able to kill him off now. No one with the engage. This will be...
Snowball?
Oh, no. Snowball keeps him alive. Now the silence on the no one, holding him back. FNG saved his buddy, but he drags him deep in. And Phobos right into Doom. Will end up falling. They got off a rupture, though. The silence is going to be a good one. Just missing no one, but catching Mag. It gives G the opening to move in. Deep, he dives, but arrows start to hurt. He gets the kill. He makes his way out. And everybody will retreat in the end. So far, 2 for 1, but they may lose Solo, Andrew.
Yeah, Solo's in a lot of trouble here. Nowhere for him to go. More in for Illidan, now up to 16.
And now
Seema initiated on by FNG. He'll chase him down. There's a boy ready to rock and roll. Darkness has been used. Cold Embrace, but hey, there's a Blood Rite ready and waiting. G will be happy to set that up. Another pick-off going the way of Virtus Pro as they continue to dominate the mid-game. This Bloodseeker is officially out of control, LD. He's at 10k net worth. The next highest is Clinks at 7, and it falls drastically after that. This is the Bloodseeker that becomes hard to deal with. Already an SNY and a BKB not far off.
Oh yeah, he's getting big, and VP are feeling it now. They're getting their core items out. Clinks will pick up a Deso. Could be the start of something. The bigger item is probably the Earthshaker Blanket. They try to make a go in, but there's a quick global, and now the counter get engaged. Does silence no one as he balled out. Will he end up escaping here? Fissure coming through. It's on the wrong side for FNG. He's able to walk back a bit farther. They get off the pole. It's only a level 1 pole. Now he's Grave, kept alive. In come the Glaives. Heavy damage to Illidan. He's got plus 18 in to bring to the table. Kill off Mag even through the Cold Embrace. The pure damage still doing work. Now turning on to FN. Who's going to win the man fight? It seems that Clanks will prevail, but only barely. Ends up paying with his life. A 3 for 3. A bloody mess here. But the last carry standing is the Bloodseeker, and that will force everybody back.
Yeah, a chaotic fight, 3 for 3 overall. The Clinks does get something out of it. Picking off the Silencer before going down really helps his bottom line, but the Bloodseeker got that much and then more. That is still a bit scary. I think they need to prioritize some armor, though. If there's like a Shiva's, for example, on this Silencer would go a long way in just being able to deal with the damage on this Clinks. Even just, let's see, what do they have? Is there a Bassi? Okay, they've got the Ring of Aquila. I mean, Vlad's could be good this game. Any additional armor they can get. Maybe just a casual plate mail on the Silencer, I think, would be very helpful if they want to continue forcing these skirmishes.
Chivas is a great pickup for Silencer, especially in the carry role at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know if he goes for it first. BKB, probably an essential here.
Yeah.
Just to ensure you get off the global, deal with the storm initiation. But yeah, I definitely agree that a Shiva's or some sort of armor items for this team in general would be nice moving along.
Yep. Bloodseeker now very close to the BKB, just about 500 gold off. FNG looks to be going for the Aghanims on his Night Stalker. Just a point booster for now to go with his Urn Magic Wand. He'll be making more progress towards it. He's been very active still, 4, 3, and 9, involved in a lot of kills. They want to pressure solo down bottom.
There's your Rada Beto's big slow coming out from Illidan. And then solo just wants back.
Yeah, they'll chase him down though. Ice Shards cut him off, and nowhere to go. Night Stalker
22 in. +2. +2.
Boy. It's really adding up.
He's over an int per minute gained. That's a lot.
That's really impressive. Successfully as well. 6, 3, and 7. He's picked up a lot more than he's done. 1/6 of his int
roughly is stolen int at this point. That's all. That's a really big amount.
This dire team getting a little stupid. They got to be careful here. Can't lose too much of your int. So what does Clinks go for next? He's got the Desolator, 2,000 gold. Do you look for a Blink, a BKB? I mean,
probably BKB.
Okay, just play it safe.
Maybe Daedalus if you want to be a little risky. Speaking of Clanks, he's caught. Phobos snowballing on him, has the gem available, needs a little backup to get this kill, and Clanks just so fast when he's in Skeleton Walk.
Yep, that's the thing. Even when he's revealed, he's one speedy mother. And now the Skeleton Walk is maxed out, 44%.
They're setting up bottom. They found Mag. He wants to farm his Blink, but there's the silence. Now the Urn. Can they cancel his TP?
Nope.
They cripple him, but he still can teleport away.
Only Cripple had a mini stun.
Now VP are smoking. That would be really broken, actually, I think.
Yes, I think they'd have to add a recipe cost or something to make up for it.
I'm sure Curtis Fling would not complain, but the rest of us might.
Yeah, certainly not.
Well, they might get the courier for the smoke, and it's carrying a smoke. How interesting.
Full meta here. Now, do they actually go for it? G pops the Blood Rage. Walrus Punch. Okay, well, that Bulldog's
with
going
the double damage range, just for good measure.
All right, well, Seema, Ice Shards, not going to catch him. Arctic Burn into the tree line.
He's got no TP, though. Not sure where he can go. The Blood Right coming out. Oh, he can just hide in the trees, maybe? Yep, looks like that's the plan.
Can they even get to him? No, if they don't have any way to break the trees.
Sigil.
They still don't have a way to really get to him, though.
Snowball. They can all
oh, yeah, you're right. They can snowball across if they get vision. Yeah, get that Sigil in. Oh, he's looking for it. He's looking the other way.
Bum, 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 bum. It's not going to see him unless it goes north.
Oh, no. Nor.
I don't know if they saw he doesn't have a TP.
Okay, well, space created here by Seema. He'll live. Now he's got to wait for Arctic Burn to come back before he can fly out. Yeah, they'll just disperse and head to the side lanes. Okay. So it's still VP holding on to a pretty decent lead here. 7,500 gold, about 5,000 XP. They're holding on to it. Earthshaker, 1,500 gold towards the Blink. Things still holding steady for the Dire side, but
here comes your Blink. Really, he's going to blow up Lil. He gets off the grave. Nice reactions there. And now the Global. They're looking to turn this one around. Mag caught out of position again, may go down. This would really slow down that Blink Dagger timing. If he dies, then he will. Another takedown on the Earthshaker. Nothing gained here for FN. He's been thwarted almost everywhere he goes.
Yeah. Smart play just to TP out. Needs to be very cautious of the Tusk. He is still that gem carrier, as well as a Blink Dagger carrier, so he can close that gap pretty quickly. We'll put the Sigil on the high ground here, and they'll move right into the Roche pit. With the Shaker dead, Vega, limited options to contest here. Looks like they won't even make any movements towards the pit. No wards down, except for this one right here. So right now, Vega just lacking on vision in general, let alone around the Roche pit.
What's really scary is they're very close to a Night Stalker Aghanim Scepter, and we've seen it before. Back when Big Daddy was playing this support Night Stalker a lot, we saw quite a few of the Western teams, especially the CIS teams employing it, and once you get the Ags, the game just gets so difficult for the opposition, because he's just a support, you know, he's not really meant to be a huge damage during the fights, but he gives you the level of map control that even most cores can't provide, outside of maybe a Zeus. The gem is already picked up on DK Phobos, we saw that earlier, and with the gem and the Night Stalker Ags, it's going to be good luck to Vega leaving their base. Like the shenanigans in the trees from earlier, that's not happening once this Ags is online.
All right, well, VP hunting around, looking for more pickoffs. They'll group up in the top lane. Still, all of the outer towers, or tier 2 towers, rather, for Vegas standing. About time we see VP start to pressure some of these tier 2s. The Bloodseeker is still just farming out of control, nearly 15k net worth. Aegis of the Immortal to go with his BKB, and nearly 3,000 gold farmed up already after picking up all these items.
Oh, they find Solo. There's the jump in. Quick Walrus punch and dunked by FNG and Fred. Now the Sigil covering the path of retreat.
Winter's
There will be a curse there on FNG, but is it enough to get him killed? He gets voided, and there's a go by FNG on the Seema. That's a deep dive, but he's got reinforcements available. Snowballs at the ready, and I think they'll commit for this one. In you go, and down Seema falls.
Not even close for Seema. I'm surprised he used the Winter's Curse on that. I mean,
and then he was auto-attacking the whole time. He thought... I thought maybe he'd curse just to run, but he was just going for it.
He wanted the kill, but just the Wyvern alone, just very lackluster damage out.
This is where the Clinks comes in. As mentioned, he's the one tier that can really take towers effectively, and he's split pushing now. There's still 2 other tier 1s. He can backdoor those even if he wants to, and once he gets BKB, there's only Walrus Punch to stop a BKB TP out, so he can be pretty aggressive with the rat plays very soon, and now he's got the Ogre Club just 5 gold away.
All right. Good stuff for FN.
But yeah, you want a rat right now. There's an Aegis up. Your team's just generally down 10k gold. They might not know exactly how much, but I mean, the score's 23-9. They know they're losing pretty badly.
But core items around the corner. We talked about the BKB, the Blink on Earthshaker. 2 gold away. Mag will pick it up. And Ancient Apparition, still a ways to farm, about 2,500 gold until he gets the Aghanims, but it is progress for Solo. And with all these tier 2s still standing, this is reminiscent of earlier in the series where VP have a really great lineup for killing, reminiscent of Game 1 rather, but pushing not so easy. They can kill towers when Vega aren't fighting, but they can't just quickly flash push them.
Yeah, and you are pushing into Ice Blast, and the Blink Dagger reveal, it's not been spotted. They're moving into position, but guess who's going to break the smoke? It's G from the high ground with an Aegis. This is like the worst possible way for a fight to begin for Vega, and well, they will try to run away, but FNG's got an Ags. He's hunting them. I'm not sure if this was spotted with a gem up as well. And it's daytime. Well, the timing wasn't quite right there.
Well, it still works out okay for VP because they reveal the smoke and the Blink Dagger gets used defensively by the Shaker upon first reveal. I'm pretty sure they saw Mag blink backwards. At the very least, they probably would have clicked on him and realized that Shaker's moving pretty quick. How'd he get out of harm's way?
All right, FN, time to start ratting, man. Go on the tower mid. BKB TP out if they TP back. If not, take your tower.
It's his U Clinks. Looks like he'll go straight
he is going to rat in the end.
But VP already at the tier 2 bottom, and this tier 1 very healthy. They can easily just glyph it, retreat, or just push for the high ground. VP with a lot of options here, and it looks like they'll go for the latter. They want to go for tier 3s. Dire do have a glyph, but they are not in the best position to defend. Couple heroes lacking a bit of a siege engine at this point, Andrew. He's already got picked up the Eagle Zone. He's hitting for heavy damage. Floodright is used. Maybe this is the opportunity to go. Storm will zip in. The Blink Dagger still not finding the opening. Shaker smoked up, though. He's waiting for this one, Mag. This could be amazing. 3 heroes caught. Look for the Echo. He's going to find it on 3. Excellent play, but it's countered by the Global by Illidan. He's going to turn the fight around. Limits the damage. They still have their Aegis for round number 2. They pull in G, but BKB's at the ready. And now the hunt's on. Oh boy, it's looking a little bit dark for Vega here. Winter's Curse will slow things down, but they're all on the back foot, retreating towards the well. Seema just getting chopped by G. Walrus Punch to finish him off. Now they want the Clinks. Bloodright comes down. He's on the run, but they've got the detection. No one barely makes it back to the well. He's ruptured, but Zip will keep him safe. Buyback now from the Winter Wyvern. The tier 3 tower's fallen, but Barracks still standing. Ice Blast connects on 1. That'll be enough to repel VP for now. They force a buyback, take a decent fight, and are happy to throw away their Aegis as it was just about to expire. Would have been 10 seconds left.
Now the Seeker's got a completed butterfly. They do hold racks, and they did get the tier 1 mid, but it doesn't feel like it's enough. With the buyback, there was also a death on the Shaker in that fight. A bit of a gold swing for VP. Like you said, they got mileage out of an Aegis about to expire. I don't think VP are like overly thrilled with that, but they're satisfied enough. They're still in great shape here.
Yeah, they did have to deploy the global, but put to good use for sure. Great effort from the Shaker. The right idea, unfortunately, just couldn't quite make it happen. Now FN in some trouble. No BKB as they snowball forward. They don't get the kill, but that is his 10-second BKB charge used in a very defensive manner. And on cooldown for a while. So now VP have about a minute or so where they know the Clinks doesn't really want to fight without his BKB, and they'll try to hunt around and force some aggression.
Those charges are getting awful low already, considering we haven't really seen him... Oh, no, sorry, that was his first usage. I thought he used it in the previous fight.
G has
one. Okay, no, it's still quite healthy.
Yeah, G's is at 9 seconds also.
Rupture is there. Now the Blood Right coming out. FN going for the TB, but the Snowball... Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's the no BKB for you right there.
Yep. Very smart from VP. Know it's on cooldown, force the issue, and Clinks does have a buyback. Certainly won't want to use it, but now they've got this opportunity to try and pressure probably the last outer tier 2 tower. And they're going to push the wave forward, and she's not looking so healthy.
It's interesting how well Bloodseeker farms, given that, oh, there's a jump on mid, no one getting silenced. Now the Yule Scepter used, and Global was waiting for when he came down. He doesn't have any way out from this, aside from maybe a defensive save. The Wyvern just there in the nick of time, but actually not needed. They get Lil. Nice counterplay.
What a
turnaround. In comes the rest of the VP squad.
Yeah, Winter's Curse comes out onto Illidan. Big damage. This could force a shatter. He will indeed. They'll finish off the Winter Wyvern. A 2 for 2 if you count the Clinks from the beginning of that fight. In this mid lane, a 1 for 2. They lose Illidan, and they deploy a global. Storm surviving on, what, like 15 HP there. They thought they had him with that one last glaive, but the damage wasn't there.
It's a okay trade here, but while that was all happening, I guess we missed the Clinks going out, or is that from... No, that's from
that's from earlier, yeah. That was when he didn't have BKB.
Say, did he really die again? But no, he's only just now respawned.
So he was part of that. But now solo, 500 gold from the Aghanims. The best turtling item, I think, or at least of the top for an Ancient Apparition.
Saw how good it can be if you've got the right setup with the song last game.
Yep.
They don't really have a great setup. They have a decent one from the Earthshaker.
So it looks like VP will just be a little more passive for the next few moments here. We'll see what the timer looks like on Roche. Skullbasher out on the Bloodseeker.
Oh god, he's getting to just god mode with BKB. The Winter's Curse is really their one solution. The good news though is they do have the Ice Blast, and that will prevent the Blood Rage heal, so... does give them a pseudo counter to Bloodseeker. Although, to be honest, like, he's just not going to take much damage. Unless the Clinks gets an MKB, who's really going to hurt him?
Yeah. He's just... It's insane how strong he is. And you're talking about how well he farms it. Some of it is just because of how hard he hits. It's hard for him to miss last hits with all that damage. Seema gets initiated on in the mid and in a lot of trouble. Nothing the Wyvern can do. Silence pretty much the entire time. It's nighttime, so FNG... finding the advantage. No buyback on the Wyvern. This is a window of opportunity for Virtus Pro.
And they are trying to break into the base from the bottom lane.
He just goes charging in, just intercepts the creep wave.
Shaker's here as well, has an Echo Slam available. Is he going to commit it? He does, but only connects a 1. The Snowball able to keep the Tusk alive, but he rolls forward. DPI enemy lines, quick blink out. The gem hits the deck. That's a big pickup and Vega grab it, but G wants to go in straight onto FN. He engages, can't run from the Rupture. Can't run from the Bloodseeker, who's now got the Basher delivered and ready to rock and roll.
But they did still hand over the gem. Buyback available on Clinks.
That's the Ag's ultimate coming out for the AA. Is it going to be enough? Cold Feet won't proc on G. Everyone will just see.
The VP will be repelled, at least for now. I'm not sure why FNG charged up there so eagerly. He was just by himself. Just, all right, let's go for it. Oh, wait. I'm by myself. It was a good snowball, but he was just a little bit too far away from his Tusk to hop into it. If they could have mitigated the Echo on both heroes, then that's a completely different play, but there's some sort of a miscommunication. They want to force the buyback onto the Clinks here. 25 seconds till he comes up.
Ice Blast up in 5. They might be able to hold this.
Glyph used. They at least want the range barracks here. They're going for the sure damage, and they
no
will
Echo, no global though.
Big VP just back out here.
Nighttime is about to end. This is the time to back.
Yep. Okay, so not the cleanest of fights, but still the Bloodseeker is the big breadwinner. He mans up on the Bone Fletcher, kills him, gets the kill there. Another 2,000 gold. They get the ranged barracks. Slow and steady for Virtus Pro as they just go right back to farming. Roshan, a very long timer. Close to the max, but it will be about a minute till that becomes a possibility for VP. And unless Vega can get the perfect initiation in the Roche pit, I guess Winter's Curse as well as Echo Slam are really potent there.
They want to go on Illidan mid. He's hard out of position here.
Very far forward indeed.
Actually, very out of position.
And they just jump on him and bring him down. His entire team is like back in the jungle. I'm not sure what the play was there.
The team was somewhat in the neighborhood, but they were all retreating, and he was walking in. So it looks like, okay, he's a little out of position. Then as he walks forward and they walk back, it quickly becomes very, very out of position.
Bittersweet for Vega, though, hoping to take a big objective off that successful gank. There will still be a window where Roche comes up and the silencer is still dead. We'll see if they actually scout it out. They know it's got to be close to the max timer at this point. FNG comes walking in, bullies them out of the pit. They'll lose that intel. FN wraps around the other side.
They did buy a new gem. I'm not sure if we mentioned that yet, but another one for Lil. Keeping him rather poor.
Okay.
Double gem pickup.
The Roche has respawned. Neither side's scouting it out yet. And Vega will retrieve, so no opportunity to get a 4v5 in the Roche pit. Storm does have 10 Bloodstone charges, though. Again, no one, after getting bullied pretty hard early on, will recover pretty nicely.
And it seems this will be the way to try and counter the silencer, is mass Yule Scepters. Now 2 out. A BKB on Clink, so he doesn't really need one. Wouldn't be surprised if we see 1 or 2 more Yule Scepters, and where you'd really love to have a double global to counter the Yules, but there's no sign that Illidan's even thinking about one right now.
Yeah. That Vega will smoke up in their base, start making a movement towards the Roche pit. Radiant side will back out. They're not even in the pit right now, not committing to anything. But hovering around. Do they smoke themselves? Nope. Back up, reset a little bit.
No one's in good position here. They also have the Shaker in the neighborhood, and Mag won't be revealed. Radiant team, this is a risky maneuver. They have vision of this from the Remnant. I think the Sigil didn't see him. Oh, it's all now. This is right when they're looking to jump in. Mag, oh, he's holding. He doesn't actually go in the storm. As he goes in, there's a global waiting for him, but he's able to Yules and zip on out of there. Shaker still holding the Echo. BKB was used by Bloodseeker. Global was used. That's a lot of big cooldowns.
Still, Radiant gets the last hit on Roche, and the Aegis of the Immortal goes the way of the Bloodseeker. So VP ultimately get what they came for. Vega force out a few cooldowns, but outside of that,
good timing on the global. If the global's like a few seconds later there, or even a half second off, then maybe Shaker goes in, blows them up with Echo, but the Sigil saw them just in the nick of time to set up for the global.
Yeah, we were toggling back and forth between their vision there, and Storm had all the intel he needed, and that Sigil just has to be in the right place at the right time. Still solo with a lot of gold now, and an Abyssal Blade onto G. The Bloodseeker continuing to get momentum, now with that huge bout of lockdown.
Just so farmed.
Oof. 10k up on the Clinks just about.
That Clink's just picked up the BKB a little while ago. Now he's got 3.4k, 3.7k, excuse me. Sure what the next item is. I think the MKB, but still a ways off from it.
Look how fast G just takes down this tower. Already gets it to half health before they can even really react. Pull in from no one.
Ice Blast, oh, it is going to hit G.
It also clips FNG. He gets the debuff.
Interesting angle for the AA, and generally this is how you want to play your Ancient Apparition. If you're getting pushed, better to be outside of the base, off on the side of the map. It's much easier to set up Ice Blast, and at least you're discouraging them a little bit with the split push.
Yep. Old Clinky up top trying to do some of the split push. He does have a TP scroll ready to go. How VP handle this. Half damage to the tower, not too bad. Still a lot of time on the Aegis. They will need to react to this Clinks unless they just want to hand this tower over, and it looks like they may. Instead, they'll rotate down bottom, try and pressure Solo.
They've sent 2 all the way bottom for Solo, who did not TP out. He got a little greedy, tried to stick around. Ice Blast does come through, but get the kill.
Okay.
Still, though, Clinks takes a tier 2. That's
they kind of trade a tier 2 for the gank on the Ancient Apparition, which I guess for pushing, that makes a big difference, but not a very cost-effective trade.
Yeah, it does discourage the push. So, don't know. They're buying time while the Aegis is there. I think overall that's the big thing here for Vega, and they have yet to lose a melee Rax. They did lose the range bottom.
Yeah, I mean, not a great trade for VP, rather.
Oh yeah,
I think it's great for Vega to be able to stall that way. And now Clinks, he gets his MKB, so he's actually ready to fight. G goes charging in. Remember, he's got the Aegis of the Immortal. Global has cooled down, but still hasn't been deployed yet. G will force out the glyph. He gets Grave, and they'll just have him go in, do what damage he can before going down. Tier 3 tower falls. There's the Global, and there's a Hex onto no one. He can't Yules it off. He will eventually Yules, but very low on HP. Aegis gets used, and a buyback from the Ancient Apparition is forced out. Now G, caught by the Winner's Curse, but he has the BKB on.
They're going to have the Echo counterplay here in just a moment. Mag's waiting for the right opportunity to go in. There is a Grave ready, though. Has to be patient about it. And VP realizing with the Bloodseeker BKB down, the Aegis expired, or used up, they do not want to stick around.
Yeah, I like the way VP are doing this, though. Very slow and steady, not overstepping their bounds. They almost get the range barracks, take it down to about half health. And eventually, once you take out all the tier 3s, take out all the ranged barracks, it gets a lot easier just to split around, pick off these melee, and then all of a sudden you've got a big advantage. So even though Vega are hanging on there, they're running out of that finite restarts of structure HP.
Yeah, one more good push with an Aegis, you may lose 2 full lanes of Rax. Pop's still protected, but I think at the same time, even though it's a nice slow siege by VP, it's also the right play by Vega. If they overcommit there, they could easily get team wiped and lose the game with 1 lane of Rax already half caved in, mid lane now opened up. So I like the play by Vega, and I think they also understand that with their draft, it really just takes one good fight. Big Echo, Ice Blast, Storm maybe buys back or has a quick respawn from the Bloodstone and rejoins the fight, gets off 2 big ball lightning jumps for extra damage. Clinks is there with the MKB, has a shot at killing Bloodseeker if he's focused. They can win that fight, but they just have to wait for the right opening. But it is getting to the point now where they're going to have to try and take one. Maybe not even the ideal fight, but they just don't have much more buffer to give any longer.
And look at VP. They're ready to deal with this Clinks. They've got 4 Ghost Scepters now. The only hero without one is G, because he'll be that frontliner that has the sustainability. I like the way they're itemizing this, and Clinks losing some of his ability to just come around the back line and pick off those supports, stop the Dazzle from getting off his Grave.
It's tough to get an ambush on his lineup that has a Night Stalker with an Axe gem.
That too.
Good luck catching this team off guard.
Yeah. With that, VP will just start to push the bottom lane. There is some split push coming, though, from Vega. Clinks pretty close to the base, and we'll be able to clear out this wave. This is a bit risky for the Radiant side, and I think they will have to go back to defend. They don't want to trade barracks for barracks here. That would be huge for Vega.
Well, you're not keeping wards up against the Night Stalker, that's for sure. The creeps will do the work here. Thank you very much, FNG says. But they are split pushing, the Shaker sitting behind the Clinks. They might be able to catch, if a single hero comes home, anybody could die here. Even Bloodseeker can get killed by this Echo. Let's see if he's going to BKB nice and early. He gets ruptured, runs back. Oh, he just burns himself practically to death. Now Earthshaker comes in, but he fissures G in with F, and that's not the play they were looking for at all.
It ends up working out for VP. They take a lot of damage on their tier 3 tower. Clinks just chunked it down.
That is true. They got a lot of structural damage, but that's a big pickoff.
But Clinks has no buyback and almost a pickoff onto no one here. He'll get the Yules off at the last second. Clinks is down. We'll see what VP can get done in this 60-second window. Maybe they can push top and finish off this outer tower. It is daytime, though, so now Night Stalker feeling a little less strong.
Yeah, no Clinks buyback. If they lose one more hero, checking the other buybacks right now, Dire Team have it on Storm, they have it on Shaker. That's it. Could be bad. A second kill, especially if it's on one of the supports, may spell 2 lanes of Rax going down.
Darkness deployed by FNG. Looks like they just want to push right up the mid lane where the barracks are already exposed. No glyph for the Dire side, though. At the very least, secure range barracks here.
They have to go with the Ice Blast.
He pops the BKB, just wants to try and focus the structures. They come in, Walrus Punch on the Mag. It's a dead Shaker before he can do anything. He will buy back. Illidan getting low, but he gets graved after the Winner's Curse. There's a gem on the deck, but they don't even care. Now the Global Silence comes out. They won't force the issue as Clinks is coming up in just a second. They don't finish off the melee barracks, but a pick-off, a buyback, and the range barracks secured. Still a victory for Virtus Pro.
Man, that Winner's Curse is scary, huh? That Bloodseeker almost killed his Silencer in a half second. The key thing in that fight was before the Global or anything else came out, Shaker walks in and he got hexed. He got hexed off the bat. He never got off Echo. He couldn't combo, follow up with the Ice Blast. They weren't able to chain stun the Bloodseeker. He got off his BKB. If that hex doesn't happen, I think there's a shot Vega takes a pretty decent fight, at least breaks even, but instead, They get nothing out of it. They lose another structure, another ranged Rex, and now it's at the point where the next push for VP, with presumably an Aegis, if they grab it, could just break the backs of Vega.
Yep. Absolutely. Every one of these little tug-and-war type fights, it feels like Virtus Pro is either breaking even or finding an advantage. And the gold graph tells that story. It's slowly up and down, but trending upwards for Virtus Pro, and it has been for the past 40 minutes. As now Bloodseeker starts to close in on his Eye of Scotty.
God, he's so farmed. He's basically got it.
Yeah. He's... Right now, if you combine...
his net worth.
Yeah, if you combine the leading farmers of Vega, they're about even with the Bloodseeker.
They're
Slightly
3K
ahead.
Yeah, that's just nothing.
That's insane. He's on a beyond godlike streak, 10-0-4, hasn't died a single time this game, had like a 5-minute Midas.
He's keeping up his CS. He's been involved in 14 out of 32 kills. Not amazing, but
keeping
decent.
up in CS. He's 100 CS above the Clinks.
Well, I'm saying keeping up because he's fighting, right?
Yeah,
he's not just AFK farming Naga, but yeah.
Right.
He's definitely ahead of the Jones, that's for sure.
So now this tier 2 up top. There's a Glyph available, but they won't waste it here. Easy kill for the Bloodseeker.
Thinksy Poo, he picks up a bounty rune. That means they know he's in the neighborhood. The ice shards are gonna, almost block off.
Oh, a nice attempt there from the Tusk. Who's got the gem? FNG. If they block him out, I think that's actually a dead Clinks. Really close call.
Gotti on Bloodseeker now. Oh, Jesus, man. 3,400 HP, 25 armor with evasion.
Yeah, he's got everything. He has evasion, huge HP, slow, big damage, lockdown from the Abyssal. I mean, he just needs BOTs at this point. That's the only thing he's lacking.
KB, TP out, try FN, we'll make it up.
It's an 8-second BKB, so it will be on cooldown for quite a while, over a minute. Another potential opportunity here for VP to make something happen.
Oh, you know what? They also have the Vlad's damage aura, which goes really well with all the stats that Bloodseeker's getting. So this is pretty devastating.
Storm gets ruptured. Of course, Storm, one of the better heroes to deal with rupture. And he'll make it back, no problem. The rest of VP, though, they want mid.
Yeah, there's the ice shards. Oh, they do find Mag off the bat. They damage him a bit, so he can't blink out. The Yule's there, used defensively. But now, perhaps they can just take the rack. Seeker's coming in. Do they have creeps in the base? Yeah, there's no backdoor protection, apparently. Yep. There are creeps bottom.
Now, Vega has a glyph, so they can reset here.
But they've got to defend both lanes. If you really want to play the safe in your VP, you can consider sending like Bloodseeker to one lane and the rest of the team mid. Then you can't rely on like the Echo initiation to win the fight. But VP realize Roche could be up, and the fact is, let's get Roche first, then we'll go for the jugular.
And this is Roche 3, so Aegis Cheese. This is an important one to grab, and also one you really don't want to hand over to Vega. Both Aegis and Cheese make Storm a very scary beast.
He's hitting for 400 damage right now, and that's without the Blood Rage.
That's just regular, with the Vlad's aura.
Not counting the Dazzle minus armor. Not counting the AC minus armor. They find Mag outside the base. Oh, God, no buyback on him. This could be it for Vega.
They need the Echo.
What a sad way to lose the Shaker, but with that, that's 2 lanes of Rex.
Yeah, it really is.
It might even be Megas. 70 seconds without the Shaker.
And he's just so important to this. A big Echo can turn the tides here. Storm will try and clear out some of the creep wave, but the creeps don't even matter. You just need them to break the backdoor protection, which they will. Glyph still available for Vega. They need to be very choosy about how they use it. Right now, Clink's nowhere to be found. He's just headed to the top lane to try and split push, but that feels like a pretty futile effort at this point. Melee barracks fall in the bottom lane.
I think with Blood Rage, G's hitting for 500. It's already 400, then you throw another 25% on top of that, and then the minus armor. I mean, he doesn't even have crit. He's probably going into like the 600, 700 territory when the minus armor adds up.
Yep. This is appearing to be the second lane of barracks killed. They'll take a pit stop here. They go into solo. Global silence used. Hits the creep, and well, last word finishes him off.
He will get hacked, but can they really focus him down? God, he's tanky. Just runs in onto FN. There's the Abyssal proc. Down goes one. No one's like a 4-shot. Winter's Curse used, but G getting hit by his Night Stalker. If that's the other way around, maybe there's another kill to come from this. No one. Yule's probably dead. Bloodstone deny, and with that, GG. Vega have a date with Empire in the lower bracket.
All right, very nice. There's Lil putting all his items on the ground. The victory dance from him. Just
31k net worth. G ends this game like 1,000 gold short of being as farmed as the 2 big cores on the enemy team. Both the Storm and the Planks.
Absolutely incredible. Great plays here from Virtus Pro, and showing us why the Bloodseeker is a hero to be feared and why he is often banned out. Seems pretty 50-50 in terms of games where he gets through and games he doesn't, but man,